It all started in this swanky spot in downtown Chicago, the kind of place where the wine list reads like a stock portfolio and the napkins feel like they're woven from clouds, yeah, the Summit Grill, where the elite come to clink glasses and pretend they're untouchable. There I was, or wait, no, it was her Anna Hayes, this 25-year-old server hustling through the night shift to scrape together tuition for her online classes. Her simple black pants and white shirt standing out like a sore thumb amid all the designer labels. And man, did they let her know it. But then, bam, Victor Langford, this 60-something tech mogul worth billions, clutches his chest mid-laugh, his face turning a sickly shade of blue, tumbling forward onto the table like a puppet with cut strings, and the whole room just freezes. You could hear a pin drop amid the gasps and the clinking of spilled silverware. Anna didn't even think twice. She drops her tray, glasses shattering everywhere like some chaotic symphony, and she's on her knees beside him, hands pumping his chest with this steady rhythm she'd picked up from a CPR course at the community center, her ponytail swinging loose, sweat beading on her forehead as she counts under her breath. 1, 2, 3, ignoring the stares boring into her back. The crowd, these high society types, Ethan Langford, Victor's hotshot son with his slicked back hair and $1,000 watch, just stands there smirking at first, like it's beneath him to help the help. And then there's Lydia Voss, this socialite dripping in pearls, whispering loud enough for everyone to hear. Oh please, like she knows what she's doing, probably learned it from some TikTok video. Her voice all honeyed venom, born from that deep-seated resentment toward anyone who doesn't play by their rules, the ones where money buys silence and loyalty. Earlier that night, they'd been laying into Anna thick, Ethan leaning back in his chair, eyeing her scuffed sneakers as she refills waters, and he says, casual as can be, but loud enough to draw chuckles. Bet those came from a garage sale. Huh? Clumsy service for a place like this. His words slicing through the air because, deep down, he hated how she moved with this quiet confidence, reminding him of his own insecurities about living off Daddy's empire without earning a dime. Then Lydia chimes in, her diamond earrings catching the light like little spotlights on her cruelty. Darling, they've really lowered the bar. Hiring girls like her must be desperate. Flicking her wrist dismissively, the laughter rippling out from their table like a wave, all because Anna's plain looks screamed independence, something these folks couldn't stand. Tied as they were to their inheritances and boardroom battles over family fortunes that left scars deeper than any lawsuit. And Stephen Hale, this real estate shark in his velvet jacket, piles on with a mock whisper that's anything but quiet. She's got to be fresh off the boat, barely speaks the language, chuckling into his scotch, his jab rooted in that ugly mix of xenophobia and class warfare that bubbles up when someone's success feels threatened by outsiders. Even though Anna was born right here in the Midwest, her family once part of that same elite circle before she walked away from it all, fed up with the manipulations over inheritances and land disputes that tore them apart. She bites back just once, her voice soft but steady as she clears plates. Actually, I grew up in Illinois. And the table goes quiet for a beat, Stephen averting his eyes, but the damage is done. Her hands tremble a little as she stacks dishes, that bead of sweat trailing down. Yet she straightens up, drawing a quiet nod from the busboy, Miguel, who mutters, forget him, they're hollow inside. A small anchor in the storm that reminds her she's not invisible. But back to the chaos. Victor's gasping now. The room a sea of frozen faces, phones out, but no one calling 911. Just recording like it's some spectacle, and Anna's arms are burning, her breath's coming in sync with the compressions, until finally, he jolts, coughs, eyes fluttering open, and the murmurs start. She did it. Save the old man. Everyone's waiting for that magic moment. The thank you. The hug. Something human, but Victor, still raspy, looks right at her with those cold eyes and snaps. Get your hands off me, you ruined my jacket with those grubby fingers. His words a gut punch, driven by his lifelong fear of vulnerability, of owing anything to someone outside his controlled world. Especially after years of cutthroat deals where gratitude was a weakness. Anna recoils like she's been slapped, wiping her blood-smeared hands on her apron from a cut on her palm. No less in the room erupts in that cruel laughter again. Ethan smirking to Lydia. Told you. Thinking she'd get a pat on the back, pathetic. their mockery amplified by the phones capturing every humiliating second, while a doctor in the corner, Elias Grant, stands up sharp. Without her, he'd be gone. You all just watched. His voice cutting through, shifting some eyes from scorn to shame, but not enough to drown out the whispers. By morning, that video's everywhere, first on X, then blasting across news feeds. Tech tycoon saved by server, spits venom instead, and the internet loses it, comments flooding in like a tidal wave. She's a saint. He's a monster. All because someone like that journalist in the back had filmed the whole raw truth. The Langfords freak Ethan pacing their lakeside penthouse, slamming his phone. She set this up to embarrass us, that little nobody. His rage fueled by the threat to their family's iron grip on their empire, built on shady land grabs and HOA manipulations that kept communities divided. They pressure the restaurant, and the manager, a jittery guy named Paul, caves fast, calling Anna that night. "You're out, can't risk losing their business." His voice shaky, leaving her in her cramped apartment, staring at the stained apron, heart sinking but resolve hardening, because she'd left her own family's toxic wealth years ago over similar power plays, choosing freedom over fortune. Days drag on with Anna dodging stares on the L train, a kind stranger murmuring, "You showed guts most of us lack," or a coffee shop kid gushing, "You're a hero," but the smears come too, tabloids calling her a schemer, gold digger, all orchestrated by the Langfords' lawyers to protect their facade. Then, the twist hits like lightning. Victor, leaning on a cane at a presser, face gaunt but eyes fierce, announces, "I owe my life to Anna Hazen," naming her head of the Langford Foundation, effective now. The room exploding in chaos, shareholders like Gerald Thorne bellowing, "A server running billions? You'll tank us all." Their fury rooted in losing control over funds tied to their own greedy land deals and community manipulations. Anna stands at the back, arms crossed, pulse racing but face blank, never asking for this, yet stepping into it with that same quiet fire, countering boardroom snarks like Gerald's oily, "This isn't flipping burgers, sweetheart," with a calm, "What's the allocation for the urban renewal grants?" leaving him stammering, the room shifting as her competence shines through. The fallout snowballs. Ethan ousted from his VP gig amid PR nightmares, Lydia's endorsements vanishing like smoke, Paul fired after boycotts gut the restaurant. Each consequence a quiet reckoning for their entitlement, born from years of stepping on the little guy to hoard power. In her new office, Anna sifts through files, a faded photo from an anonymous sender-off, a woman much like her, standing defiant tucked beside her, and when Victor's partner, Marcus, drops by silent but nods with respect, it's like the world finally sees her, not as the help, but as unbreakable. Years on, she's still in her plain clothes, steering billions toward real change, away from the manipulations that once defined her past, proving dignity doesn't shout, it endures. But here's the thing that sticks with me: is Victor's turnaround real redemption, or just damage control? Did Anna deserve the throne, or was it pity? Drop your take below. What would you do if the tables turn like that? Hit like if this hit home, subscribe for more real-life twists, and share your own stories of standing tall against the odds. We're all in this messy world together.